Hello, hello. I want to start off by saying that you are designed and meant to be living your most passionate life on a daily basis. Probably a bold statement to make for some, because nowadays, with all that is going on all around us, a war in one part of the world, challenges here and there, the news sharing all the bad things that are going on around us, we can easily fall into the trap of thinking and believing in lack, struggle, sadness, hurt, and all the things that can bring anyone down. Especially if you're going through your own challenges, you become even more vulnerable to believing that perhaps this is all there is for you, whatever that this is. When you fall into that trap, one of the dangerous effects of this is that the passion for life can be extinguished. If you find yourself lacking passion in life, or perhaps life isn't the way it used to be before, what I'm going to be sharing with you today, when you apply it, will help reignite the passion from within. That's right, not something outside of you that's going to reignite that passion, but you yourself from within. So with that said, the 3 ways to reignite the passion within are, number 1, remember the truth of who you really are. This is what's going to help you tap into your dreams, tap into your potential. As a matter of fact, you have more potential within you that you can possibly realize in this lifetime. That's how amazing you are. You remembering the truth of who you really are is your fuel. And the truth that I'm referring to is that you are abundance, you are love, you are more than capable, you are energy. When you remember the truth of who you really are, this is when you're able to tap into your vision. You have a vision that is unique to you that perhaps others are not going to understand because they're not meant to understand, because it wasn't placed within them, it was placed within you. The way that you remembering the truth of who you really are helps reignite the passion within is that one of the biggest reasons why someone's passion can be extinguished is because they're too focused on a reality that they do not like. And so this makes them frustrated, angry, worried, believing lies. When you believe things that are not true about you and your life, that's going to start messing with your head. So that's going to start messing with your mindset. Well, perhaps I'm not meant to be making this amount of money, or I guess this is how life is, right? And so what happens to your passion when you have this kind of thinking and belief going on within you? The passion can be extinguished to such a point that you start losing enthusiasm for your life and your desires. When you focus too much on the physical reality and you give into it the what is, that's when you lose your power. This is why it is so important to remember the truth of who you really are, that you are love, that you are powerful, that you are energy, that you are creative, that you remember this, know this, and act like it. That's the key. You gotta know this in every cell of your body and act like it. I'm telling you, this is how you become so magnetic that beautiful things cannot help but be drawn to you. And that's how you start creating your life from the inside out. The second way to reignite the passion within is exercise your power to choose. Every day you are presented with choices, and those choices dictate your present and your future. Now, I think we know this about the big things, right? When we have to make a big decision, we can tell that that influences our present and our future, but what about the small things? That one comment that person said, or that lack of support that you perceive to experience, or that rejection, which, by the way, rejection is not rejection, it is protection. right? These things that I just mentioned, that they seem so small, they're actually the big things. Because if you think about it, when you are not mindful of what you allow here in your ears, here in your mind, here in your eyes, and here in your heart, that's when you can become polluted with negativity and discouragement. And what happens to your passion when that happens? Away goes the passion for life and your desires, right? No one can protect your home and your yard the way you can. I'm using these as metaphors. Home meaning all of you, and your yard meaning your personal space. More on this in a minute. But let's move on to number 3. The third way to reignite the passion within is lean into your curiosity. As adults, we have a lot to learn from children. They are living their most passionate life. I mean, they are playing, they're curious, they're laughing, they're just being themselves and enjoying life. And somehow along the way, we have repressed the playfulness, the curiosity, the willingness to get it wrong in life, and all that has done has been shut us down to the point where we have become afraid to be ourselves. I want you to know this. It's in the playfulness and in the curiosity that you're going to learn more about yourself. You're going to learn more about your potential. You're going to be guided to your passionate and most purposeful life. So, if you leaning into your curiosity or whatever it is that you desire places you in any kind of fear, it's time to unlearn whatever you learned that took you away from your passion. You unlearn what you learned that has taken you away from your passion by first making the decision to do the inner work necessary so that you can develop yourself into who you really are. Now, I know I only said that there are 3 ways to reignite the passion within, but I cannot end this talk without adding this last piece because it is so crucial if you are to live your most passionate life, and that is protect your passion. No one else can do this for you. You can and you must do this for yourself. You do this as you exercise your power to choose. You do this by being mindful of the language that you use towards yourself, by being mindful of what you choose to believe, by remembering the truth of who you really are, and by choosing to surround yourself by others who they too are living their most passionate life, because we need it to be modeled for us. That's part of us reinforcing that belief that we are designed and meant to be living our most passionate life because we're seeing it for ourselves. You doing all this is part of you protecting your home, meaning all of you, your mind, your emotional state, your spiritual state, and believe it or not, your physical state, because whatever you're feeling mentally and emotionally, eventually it will affect you physically. And your yard, meaning your personal space, and you're protecting it from being polluted with negativity and discouragement, which the only thing that these things do is that it extinguishes the flame within you. Now, for anyone that may be thinking, okay, what I just said is very unrealistic, I want you to know that as I am speaking, I am so jet-lagged. I am so jet-lagged because every week I am flying to Europe, and there are times that in 2 weeks I do 3 trips to Europe. So I share that because I get what it's like to be physically exhausted, right? And I have a full life, so I get what it's like when you have so much to do. And I get what it's like when you have so much thrown at you. And if I can do all that, and go through it all and still be living my most passionate life, so can you. So it is time to elevate the standard for your life and to start tapping within so that you can reignite the passion for you and your life. You depend on it. The people around you depend on you doing that. So it's time. It's time. It is possible. And it's time for you to start living your most passionate life. Thank you.